You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the rebroadcast of Monday Night Thunder, Dirt Slingers Racing League. Picking this up right as heat races are beginning to roll out. Trying something different. I'm trying this from a replay. We've never done this before, but we're trying to get there. Please bear with us. It can't be as bad as it was Monday night, where we completely lost connection and it never regained broadcast strength. And then Tuesday night we had all kinds of technical issues. But tonight, the rebroadcast, we're going to roll off heat race number 1 with the 187 Rick Main on the pole. Shane Gallo in the 721 will be on his outside. And then the 24 of Noah Bowman and the 21 of Roman Gephardt in row 2. Tom Ostendorf, the 32, he starts alongside Trey Schmidt in the 12. They make up row number 3. Your 4th row, Matt Graham in the 91 and Trevor Royer, defending 360 series champion of this particular league, in row 4 on the outside. Bryce Houndstein, newcomer to the league, the 84, and Brian Koss making a return. Been gone for a long time from DSRL competition, but he'll make his return. And start outside row number 5. 4 heat races. Top 4 from each go automatically to our A main tonight, and then we'll take 3 out of each of the 2 B mains and add them to the list of drivers. for the 30-lap A main here in just a little bit. It's going to go smoothly. We will probably not get to watch much in the way of crash replays. It makes it a complicated situation to go back and forth. It's something we haven't practiced much. We didn't even know we could do this. We just found this out today, that it was even possible to do this from a replay. So this is our maiden voyage with it. But the green flag is out. Season number 26 officially underway. When that first heat race gets going, Maine grabs the point. Bowman slides to second. Schmidt almost took it off the track in 1 and 2, but he grabs third away from Matt Grimm. Matt Grimm, your 410 Sprint Car Series champion from season 25. Back to defend that crown. It'll be a mixed bag. They'll run 410s 1 week, 360s the next. All the points go together. 12 races. Somebody will be the champion of the Sprint Car Series at the end of this. It will not be an individual points title. If you do happen to be watching tonight, just chime up in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Let me know if it looks good. We've got some new overlays working. We're trying to make them part of this series as well as the rest. Right now, your bubble car, the 12 of Trey Schmidt. He's got company because Brian Cross is right there. Cross now moves his way into the spot. Schmidt had a good run out of 2, but not enough to take the spot back. He is going to stay hounding him, though. Goes to the high side, trying to change corners on that car and let Cross hear the engine from one side or the other so he doesn't know which way he really wants to go. Maybe he can make a mistake happen. Can Trey Schmidt, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Maine is gone. A white flag coming out. Bowman still second. Grimm and Cross are the 4 cars that'll lock themselves in from heat number 1. And it looks like we're coming to the checkers, and it's going to be those 4 locked in. Royer, Schmidt, Gephardt, Ostendorf, Houndstein, and Gallo will all be in B mains tonight. We'll put 12 cars in each one of those, and we're only taking 3. So, 1 heat race in. And it looks like it's working pretty good. I kind of like it. We're not going to do this often, I can promise you that. We'll get ready for heat 2. It'll be Matt Croakey in the 2 car next to the 5 of J.P. Scheider. Kevin Chatham, the 99. Inside of row number 2 with Sean Wallenfels making his long-awaited return to the series in the 21. Richie Gaines, the 11, and Connor Dudek in the 7. They'll go side by side in row number 3. And then Gumby, Tyler Schell, former world champion in the 410 Sprint Car Series on iRacing, starts inside of row number 4 next to the 1J of Jacob Schmutz. And returning from a long hiatus, we've seen him sporadically here or there, the 15 of Michael Sheridan. He starts inside row 5, and he'll have Miles Jansen in the 35 on his outside. Gavin Chatham not making the call for the heat race. So we'll have a 9. We'll have a 9 drivers in this one. Good look at Miles Jensen's car. He says 97 on the scoring pylon, but he runs the number 35, and he has for a couple seasons now. Just haven't gotten around to changing that. All right, let's get ready. Green this time out of 4 for heat 2. 9 more cars racing for 4 more spots to automatically transfer in. We're filling up the soup bowls. That's what we're doing here. Green flag in the air. Heat 2 underway. And I thought for a second Croakey was going to really get that car back to the left. He punched the throttle and it picked the front tires up off the ground and went straight to the right. He had them cranked hard left, and when it came down, it stayed straight for him. He gives up the lead to Gaines momentarily. Scheider is trying to run around the high side and steal it. As we go, caution. We will not see what that is for. We know Michael Sheridan slid off the outside of turn number 2. So nothing really to look at in this caution as Sheridan selfies it off the outside of turn number 2, and he takes it back to the work area. It's a little different on a night when the racing is not actually live. We're doing it from a replay file because it makes it more difficult to look at those incidents. But we do know that Michael Sheridan did have one. And he slid right about here. He got it up off the track. Missed the track status light pole up there. So Sheridan and Chatham out. That'll leave 8 cars. They still got about 5 or 6 laps in this heat race. We will get it back going green here. As you can see, the lights are off around the speedway. Pace truck will dive off in turn number 3, and then Mr. Gaines will get things restarted here in turn number 4. Gaines, Scheider, Croaky, and Shell are your current bubble cars. They are all locked in if it were to finish this way. Otherwise, we got some more racing to do. We'll see who's where at the end. 6 laps officially remaining on that restart. Oh, contact wheel to wheel, and that's rare. Nobody going to pay the price for that. And that time, I think Scheider had it at the line. Gaines trying to get it back. I just saw Croaky go through the grass down there to keep the 3rd spot. But he's not going to have it long because Tyler Schell slides by him in 3 and 4. Here comes Connor Dudek. Working the middle of the racetrack. And he's going to put himself on the bubble right now. They're 3 wide behind him for 5th. Jansen was up top. Schmutz is stuck in the middle. And Croaky was on the bottom. Now we'll make a change for the 4th spot as Jansen goes past Dudek. It's still Scheider, Gaines, and Shell 1, 2, 3. We're watching that 4th and final lock-in spot right here. And Miles Jansen looks like he's got it under control. White flag that time by up front. Well, that's not even decided officially. Scheider goes around the high side, taking the long way. He cannot make the slider move, and it looks like Tyler Schell will go 2 for 1. He'll win it. Crash at the end, but Gaines and Scheider are both transferred through. Jansen takes the 4th spot. Dudek, Croaky, Schmutz, Wallenfels, and Sheridan, along with Chatham, will all be in B mains this evening. So we will look at heat number 3's lineup. Blake Carrick, one of our other 21 cars. He starts on the pole with Jake Boxell in the 44 beside him. Then Larry Moody, the 73, Alex Rosinski, the 23, make up a row number 2. Your 3rd row is the 3 of Ashton Mueller and the 17 of Dustin Steinman. Shane Yost, a newcomer to the series, the 99, inside row 4 next to the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan in the 1X. Josh Whiteman in the 5, along with Alja Case in the 101. And Case is a new driver in this series as well. So get to see a lot of new blood in here this evening. Either I'm not coming through on any of the channels or all y'all's fingers are broke. I'm just looking to see if it looks good, if everything is going the way that it's supposed to. Like I said, this is a rebroadcast. We missed Monday nights. We got disconnected, and then the server would never give me enough connection to finish the stream. So I thought I had it reinitialized, and it did not. Hello, Mr. Bill. Thank you, sir, for letting me know that my YouTube is working. I appreciate that. Hey, Mr. Moody. What are you talking to me? Ain't you supposed to be out there driving? I know it's on a replay. Hopefully what we did earlier fixes yours. All right, we're about to go green for heat number 3 tonight. Carrick and Boxel. Carrick, perfect start for him. He'll grab the point. Boxel, Moody, going to fight for second and third. Behind that, it is a madhouse. They were almost 3 wide coming out of 2. And now Mealer works to the inside of Moody. Put Moody on the bubble at the end of lap 1. We watched that transfer spot religiously. Oh, big mistake there. He got it down on the grass, but nobody's able to get around him as the closest car checked up right behind him. Good job not running him over, Shane Yost. Carrick starting to get away from these guys. Somebody just went out the window in turn number 2, I think. Hannigan is already to the pits as he had problems in turn number 2. So the Little Hurricane's going to have to work hard to get to the feature tonight. Around the top side, Boxel goes to 3rd. Yost goes to 4th. That puts Moody, the first car on the outside, looking in. We keep our eyes on those transfer spots. Carrick is running away with this thing. He's absolutely gone. Mealer, Yost, and Boxel battling for the final 3 spots right now. They're starting to open up a gap on Larry Moody. Moody's got a pretty good gap on Case. Whiteman 7th, Steinman, Scherzinski, and the retired Hennigan already to the pits. Pass. Yost working around Mealer. We're down to 2 laps to go. Yost still working on Mealer. Boxel's still back there. Moody's only about a half second back. White flag coming out. He better do something fast because Boxel's going to end up with a transfer spot. Carrick's going to win it, punch his ticket to the feature. Yost will go with him. Mealer will trail along as well in the 4th spot. Going to go to Jake Boxel. Moody, Case, Whiteman, Steinman, Scherzinski, and Hannigan will be in the soup tonight. We're filling those soup bowls up with some pretty stout cars. So one more heat race, and then we can move on. Get ready for our B mains. It'll be Landon Cardoza, the 37, Rylan Gray, the 06 on our front row. Then Kenny Hoffman, the 11, Matt Westfall, the Flying Buckeye in the 54. They make up row 2. Yancey Beasley, another new driver, the 000. Ryan Avila in the 49. That's your 3rd row. Jay Schaff in the 3, and Tanner Pettit. Pettit in the 24. Schaff, usually pretty quick. Pettit, definitely always quick. They make up our 4th row. And then Tiny Dancer, Scott King, the 118, and William Clapp, another new driver in the series. Like I said, there's a lot of new blood in here tonight. He drives a 4 car, and he'll start outside the final row for the final heat race. Hello, Timmy. Yeah, I'm doing a rebroadcast from a replay file. This is a new territory for me, but I think it's working out. Watching the Midwest Barbecue Equipment Monday Night Thunder Sprint Car Series. Presented by Rockin' K Logistics, Mike Layden Flooring and Tile, 1-8 Electric, Scott King Designs, and the Dirt Racing Network. All right. Green this time for the final heat race. We'll lock our final 4 cars in. That'll put us at 16. And we'll be ready for those 2 12-lap B mains. We'll pull 3 more cars out of each one of those. We'll fill up our field. And then we'll go 30 green flag laps. Scotty T. Out of 4 on the throttle. Cardoza. Good start for Cardoza. Man, he fired off good. He is going to get to the front there. Hoffman to second. Gray and Beasley 3 and 4, but Avila is right behind him. Ryan Avila, that 49 car, you can't miss it. That bright blue machine, the only one. Oh, car's tumbling behind. We're not going to get a caution. They are going to get out of the way. No caution, but we're going to go 3 wide for the third spot. Avila up top. Oh, Pettit. Now we might see a caution. We will not. Ryland Gray got out of there. So it's Cardoza at the point. Hoffman second. Avila and Beasley 3 and 4. Schaff is close. I thought he got a piece of that last wreck. Now, it wasn't him. It was Tanner Pettit. That's who's missing the nose ring. As there goes Cardoza, went off in turn 2. Got the car right back on, but he went from first to sixth. Just sliding the car off for about, 50, 60 feet. He lost enough positions. He is not on a transfer right now. Hoffman has the point. Avila second. Beasley and Schaff. Beasley's having problems getting out of turn 4. He is going to have to fight off that red 3 machine of Jay Schaff. Keep himself off the bubble, and he's not going to do it. He's going to fall to the bubble. Lucky for him. As we're going to catch caution. I don't even know. Let's see. Who was that for? Looks like Tanner Pettit had a piece. Matt Westfall had a piece. Landon Cardoza's had a piece of one. There's a laundry list of red lines in here right now. But Hoffman is out front. Avila, Beasley, and Schaff make up the transfer spots. Then Westfall, Clapp, Gray, King, and Pettit, Cardoza's car. And he led the first 3 or 4 laps of this thing. He's in the pits already. He'll have to come back and go through one of the 2 B mains. Scotty T, are you coming on Sunday to race with us? Can't remember if I saw your name in the list or not. Looks like we're going to have 2 laps to go when we get green. Only thing that will be missing, it looks like, from doing this from a replay is the fact of going back and watching crashes, which I think can be done. I just haven't learned how to do it yet. And we won't have interviews. We won't have post-race interviews. Luckily for us in this one, only the winner brought his car down for interviews. But going forward, if we have to do them from replays, we're at least going to get the top 3 to park there so we know who it was at the end of the night. If we ever have this problem again, it's just hard to record those and get them back in this thing live. So green flag back in the air. 2 laps to go. Top 3 pretty safe. And I think the 4th place car of Schaff, he got away from Westfall. He is going to stay there. White flag this time. Hoffman, Avila, Beasley. Beasley made a bid for second. It's just not going to work out for him. But it will be Hoffman, Avila, Beasley, and Schaff making their way to the A main. Westfall, Clapp, Gray, King, Pettit, and Cardoza. They fill up the remaining portion of our soup bowls, and we'll have 2 12-lap B mains to fill out the rest of the field before we go A main racing. Rehab's going good. I feel really, really good. I just don't get an evaluation again for 2 more weeks. So B main number 1. Here's your lineup. It'll be Royer and Moody, Schmidt and Case, Gephardt, Whiteman, Ostendorf, Shazinski, Houndstein and Steinman, Gallo and Hannigan, rows 1 through 6. 12 laps, top 3 transfer. And on Monday night, if you'd asked me, I would have said the top 4 transfer for some reason. And we might need to change that. But some wear tutus and pointy shoes, and they still finish last. So, Tiny Dancer, where are we going with this? I'm just saying. All the cars look like they made the grid for this. I think everybody made it for this final one. I'm trying to remember from Monday night when I sat here and called this whole race, and it wasn't streaming one bit. Everything looked like it was working. I had no chat, which I've seen that before. And then later at night, somebody sent a message and said, "Hey, man, did you just cut the stream or what's it? I got 11 minutes of it." And I was like, oh, no. I went and looked and looked and looked, and no, it did not reinitialize. So scramble, figure it out. Luckily, I had time to do that, and we're going to be able to probably save things. If we can save replays, and we'll never miss a race again. Thank you, Bill. It's been a struggle. I'm glad it wasn't 100%. Glad it was only a partial because it healed a lot faster. I've always kind of been a healer. If I get hurt, I heal pretty quick. But as you get older, everything slows down. And some things run very short. And my patience has run very short with this healing process. But I'm glad I've got my racing to watch and to sit and commentate. And I really do enjoy that. But B-Main number 1 underway. Green flag is out. Top 3 are going to transfer to the 30-lap A-Main. Royer goes to the front, and we're not always used to seeing him in the B-Main. At least he got a good starting spot in this one. Trey Schmidt, Roman Gephardt. Your top 3 right now. Watching Gephardt, and he almost put it in the grass down there in turn 2. Almost got that car stuck. Larry Moody right behind him, right on the bubble. Trying to work his way into the A-Main. Houndstein and Whiteman battling side by side, 5th and 6th. Both of them would like to pass a couple of cars here, put themselves at least on the bubble. At least on the bubble, you got a shot. You're outside that number. You're just chasing. Houndstein back in front. Whiteman will cross him over. Now he'll go back into the 5th spot. Chasing his teammate Larry Moody, trying to get to the 73 car. If he can get around him, then he can focus on that 21 in front of him. He'll go around the high side. Looks like he's going to get around Moody. Well, maybe not. It was close. He almost got around him. He might do it here, and he does. He clears him. Now Whiteman's up to 4th. Moody is 5th. Houndstein and Straczynski starting to go at it behind. They're running out of time. We're halfway through the first B-Main. Royer's gone. 3/4 of a second over Schmidt. Schmidt's got company because Gephardt is right there, and I don't think he knows Whiteman's coming, but Whiteman is closing the gap. Not quite. Oh, this time he's going to have a chance to get by Josh Whiteman on the mistake from Gephardt. Able to roll right by, and now the Bubble Boy is the 5 car of Josh Whiteman, and he's right back under fire. As Gephardt gathered it back in and went right back at him. I might be too little too late. Royer's coming around, get the 2 to go signal. And it might not be too late because Josh Whiteman is closing in on Trey Schmidt. Schmidt is sitting in 2nd. What in the hell? What the shit was that? White flag. The battle. 2 cars that could both be locked in unless they make a mistake here. Royer's punching his ticket. He's going to the A-Main. Whiteman gets around Schmidt at the end. He'll go 2nd. Schmidt will go 3rd and punch his ticket to the A-Main as well. Everybody else is finished for this one. What the hell kind of crap is Windows trying to pull? That's some BS right there. So we now are down to 3 vacant spots in the 30-lap A-Main. And it'll go to 3 of these drivers right here. Connor Dudek and Matt Westfall on the front. Croakey and Clapp in row 2. Row 3, Schmutz and Gray. Wallenfels and King in row 4. Sheridan and Pettit in row 5, and Chatham and Cardoza in row 6. And this could be an A main, just about any bear. This could be at least half of an A main somewhere with the names that are in this. And 9 of them are going home. Only 3 of them are going to transfer out. This is going by pretty quick. We might have to do all these off the replay. It's faster than going a regular night. It took 1 hour and 15 minutes on Monday. We're 35 minutes into this. We're nearly at the feature. So much faster. I'm kidding. I love the live racing. You never know what's going to happen. Here, some of this I kind of already know. I do know that not all the cars have the right paint on them right now, but I don't know if that's something with the replay and trading paints or what, but it happened earlier when I tried to see if I could test this. So, I have the vast majority of them. Final B main, last 3 tickets to get punched. 12 more laps before we get to the big show. Who's it gonna be? Green flag in the air. Side by side for the lead. Dudek. Good momentum off the top. He takes the point. Croaky second. Westfall, your bubble boy right now. It is a madhouse behind Westfall. They're everywhere. That's Jacob Schmutz pitched that one car way sideways. I don't know if it's going to cost him or not, but it looked like Ryland Gray was going to have a chance to get by for a moment there out of turn number 2. He does now, and he'll go immediately after Westfall for the 3rd and final transfer spot. Slider shuts the door. Westfall crosses him over. Both of those drivers, tons and tons and tons of experience out in the real world. USAC and all over the place. So that ought to be a pretty good one. There goes Sheridan. He went across the nose of a couple cars. He goes out the window the same place he went out earlier tonight. That'll end his evening. That was our incident. He got that car, turned around, and it jumped back over top of the racetrack and set right there at the very top edge of turn 2, and a couple more cars were still coming, and that is what caused that caution. We saw Tanner Pettit have a problem. He went off into the pits, and he is finished for this one. So Dudek, Croaky, and Westfall sitting 1, 2, 3, or Dudek, Croaky, and Gray, I think. I don't know who had that spot. Apparently they're going to line up with Westfall in 3rd spot. We're waiting for the pace truck to catch up. Takes pace truck driver a moment. I think he was having coffee. But it will be Dudek, Croaky, Westfall. Gray is 4th. Cardoza from the very back of this thing is up to the 5th spot and looking to punch his ticket to get into the A main. He's only got to pass a couple of cars. Schmutz is right there as well. Wallenfels, Chatham, King, Clapp, and Sheridan. As Sheridan got rolling again, he'll join the back of the field. I figured out something else I got to work on. Yeah. For a B main? Yeah. You're not kidding. Let's see. 7,000, 6,500, 4,100, 5,100, 8,300, 10,000 I rating. The SOF in just this B main alone is ridiculous. Back around. 8 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Dudek hanging on. Croaky's trying to get there. Gray threw the bomb in 1 and 2, and he got right past Matt Westfall. So he sits on the bubble. Westfall is 4th. Here comes Cardoza. Cardozo got around Schmutz and now trying to work on Westfall. He'd like to get into this A main. Had nothing but trouble in his heat race. In fact, I think he led the first couple laps and then poofed, sent himself out. Ooh, he's going to get a tap from behind. He tried to put the slider and he put a tight one on Westfall. And Westfall gave him a shot in that push bar. Puts him fourth, but he's got to make up a half a second to get to Ryland Gray, and that's a tall order. 5 to go. Yeah, I would hate to put the average together. I mean, there's some 3,000s and a couple 2,000s in here, but man, that SOF had to be over 6,000 average. Good Lord. That's an A main anywhere, even on championship night over at the iRacing World Championship stuff. 3 to go with Dudek, Croaky, and now Cardozo and Gray are going at it. And now that's kind of ended because Cardozo got some fence there. I think he got a little tap on the right front of Gray's car to the left rear, and it got that car de-wedged a little, and he got into the fence. He's going to lose some ground. He's going to try to go back after him, but it's a long ways, 1.4 seconds to make up in 2 laps. White flag. Dudek, Croaky, and Gray are the cars. Westfall is up to that 5th spot behind Cardozo. But Dudek, Croaky, and Gray punched their way into the A main. Everybody else is done for the night. We've got our starting field set. All that remains now, 30 laps for tonight's feature. Well, yeah, but you're going to look overall. I'm talking about just this one race. You got a 10, 6, 8, 5, 7. I mean, that was a high SOF. Just in that B main, that was ridiculous. All right, we got to go through the one. I think it was only about 60 or so seconds. Quick reminders. Tomorrow night, Netcode Esports Championship night with the Mighty Midgets. They will be at Fairbury first and then wrap things up at I-55. Crown a champion there. Sunday night, I don't know if we're going to do it live, but Sunday night kicks off the new truck series for DSRL. And if we don't get it live Monday night, we'll definitely get it, or Sunday night. We'll either get it Monday or Tuesday night, and we'll do it just like we did this one. You guys will get to see the very first truck race in many, many moons for DSRL. We haven't run much in the way of pavement ever, but as a league owner, I have run pavement leagues for years and years, and I haven't run one in a coon's age, and we are going to try it again and see what that brings. 30-odd drivers have signed up for that. But then Monday, back to Monday Night Thunder. Tuesday, ERA. I need to find out, but I think Wednesday the truck series is back. And then the Thursday night series will be off for a couple weeks while they regroup, retool, and get ready for their 4th and final season of 2025 when they crown their Ironman champion at the end of it. So we're filling back in for the cold part of the year. You're going to have plenty to watch. We're going to do a lot. You never know. If somebody drops a series, we may bring a new one in. DSRL's not above throwing stuff together for every good reason in the world. Scotty might get his street stocks. I kid. We would never do street stocks on dirt. Not ever. And Scotty just smiled and frowned within 2 seconds right there. Like I said, I didn't think this was a very long warm-up session. I think we had everybody a chance to figure out what they wanted to do for setups and fuel and stuff. But we're ready now for the lineup. With Rick Main and Tyler Schill, the 187, the 85 on the front row. Blake Carrick in the 21. Kitty Hoffman, one of our one cars, one of many one cars in the server. He'll start outside that second row. 24 of Noah Bowman and the 5 of JP Scheider. That is your third row. Your fourth row, the 99 Shane Yost. Ryan Avila, the 49. Matt Grimm, defending 410 Series champion on Monday Night Thunder. Inside row 5 next to Richie Gaines in the 11. And then Ashton Mueller in the 3, next to Yancey Beasley in the 000. Brian Cross, the 78. Miles Jensen, the 35. They make up row 7. Row 8 is Jake Boxell in the 44 and Jay Schaff in the 3. The 90 of Trevor Royer. All these cars now out of those B mains. He won B main number 1. He'll start next to the guy that won B main number 2. The 7 of Connor Dudek. Then Josh Whiteman in the 5. Matt Croakey in the 2. In row number 10 and row 11. That's the 12 of Trey Schmidt and the 06 of Rylan Gray. All right, formation lap. They'll get them all squared away here next time we come around. Be the green flag, 30 laps. There's a lot of high I-rating guys in this as well. 5s, 6s, 7s. A lot of 4s. So, yeah, the strength of field was pretty good out here. All right, we're going to go green this time. "30 laps under the green flag. Caution laps will not count." As I recall, we only had a couple, but green flag is out. We're underway for season number 26. First points paying race of the season right here, and it's in the 410 sprint cars at Lernerville Speedway. Main to the point. Is a madhouse behind him. Man, you can see them. They are spread everywhere. And here comes Tyler Schell around the top. Gumby trying to work the momentum line. He's got Kenny Hoffman tucked in right behind him. They're 2 wide, 2 deep at the front. Then it's a gap to Avila back in 5th. Yost is trying to work the inside there, but Scheiderer got a little bit of room and slid by momentarily. Now it's Schell. Hoffman 2nd. Main Carrick is 4th. Avila, Yost, and Scheiderer. Back through the 7th spot, Bowman trying to work on the inside to take the spot away. I thought they were going to have contact. He gets 7th. Move Scheiderer to 8th. Mueller and Yancey rounding out the top 10. Quick look back. You can see they are all over this racetrack from top to bottom. They were 4 wide in turns 1 and 2. That is back there at about 16th through 20th. Back to the front. Schell. Comfortably 4 or 5 car lengths in front of Hoffman. Hoffman's got a big gap. You're talking about 9/10 of a second back to Carrick. Avila is right there. Rick Main off the pole slid back to 5th, and he's hung around. He's staying in touch with these guys. The track hasn't really gone one lane. You can see on the bottom as we'll go yellow. I'm not even sure who that was for. Trey Schmidt, I think. Yeah, I think Trey Schmidt and Miles Jensen may have had a problem as well. Hard to go back and look at those in a replay mode. Now, on a regular night, yeah, because I can move everything around a little different. So all the drivers waiting over here in turn 2 because that caution came out right after they went by the start-finish line. And the pace truck has to come out of the pits, so it takes a while for them to get there. But it is Hoffman in 2nd behind Schell. Carrick is 3rd. Avila 4th. Main, Yost, Scheiderer, Bowman, Schaff, and Beasley through 10th. Brian Cross 11th. Mueller, Gaines, Dudek, Whiteman, Croakey, Grimm, Gray, Boxell, Schmidt, and then Royer at the very back of the field. Make it Miles Jensen just now rolling out of the pits. He'll join the back of the field behind Trevor Royer. But we're ready to go back to green. Still 23 laps remaining. Shell got a good start. He'll go right back to what he was doing before. It was working. Straight to the high side. Hoffman, Carrick, Avila. Avila now. He is going to go to the bottom. 3 and 4. Try to take third away from Carrick. Couldn't get it done this time, but I think he'll stay there for a little bit. Keep trying to work that. Main and Yost. Main's got a comfortable gap over Yost and Bowman. They'll work side by side. That's 4th, 6th, and 7th. And then Jay Schaff. Schaff went after it. He almost got into Bowman. Good piece of driving by both drivers to stay off each other. Scheider is 9th and Beasley is still 10th, but he's not quite satisfied with that, and he's going to try to work the inside. Just hard to get off that exit right there. Back up front, no change in the top 2, top 3. Avila was right there for a little bit. I think that bottom may have started to go away because he was working it, and he lost a lot of ground. He's lost about 0.8 of a second. Rick Main getting reeled in by Yost and Bowman and a host of others in behind. These guys are stretched around here pretty good. We drop back and see where some of our B main transfer cars are. Josh Whiteman's here. Let's go look at Trevor Royer back there in the 20th spot. Matt Grimm's struggling in here tonight. He is running 22nd. No, car out. That was Bowman or Jansen. That's Miles Jensen. Jensen's going to take it to the infield. As we got a change for the lead. Kenny Hoffman now. And he may have just driven by Tyler Shell when the caution came out, and I think that's what happened. Right at the midway point. And we'll slow things down just a little bit. It'll still be Shell out front. Hoffman, Carrick, Avila, Main, Bowman, Schaff, Scheider, Gaines, and Jansen. Nope, Jansen's not 10th. He's heading off the racetrack, just showing scored. It's Brian Cross. That is 10th right now. So we still got 15 laps remaining in this one. If memory serves, we don't catch another caution. We go straight to the end from here. Get them all single filed up because the lights have gone off on our pace truck, and that means we're going to restart. Down here in turn number 4. Looks like 35 Miles Jensen in the work area. He may not be returning. Lights back on the pace truck. They came on about the time we got to turn 3. So everybody was getting set and ready. And they extended the caution for one more lap. I think we had a driver return to the racetrack up on the apron in turn 4. And because they were so close to restarting, they threw the caution lights back on and let him continue to get around the track, catch up to the back of the field. This time we'll go green with 15 laps to go. Shell with another good start. Hoffman and Carrick right there. Carrick went to the bottom. That could be his undoing because Avila now has the high side. Carrick's able to get it up there and get in front of him. We'll see how it works out down in 1 and 2. I'm sure this is going to be a slider. It is not. Carrick will hang on. Avila still 4th. Main is 5th now. There's your battle for 6th and 7th. Schaff and Scheider side by side once again. Here comes Brian Cross. Cross working the top side, trailing the 5 car. He's not trailing him very far. Keeping it close. This time in, tries to go 2 for 1, and he went from the very bottom to being the meat and the sandwich at the exit. Good driving by all those guys not to make a big pile of cars right there. Back to the front. I'm pretty sure what I missed was Tyler Schell getting crossed up coming out of turn number 2, I think. Put 2 tires off the top side of the track, and he gave up spots all the way back to 4th. Because Hoffman, Carrick, and Avila all went by him right there. Rick Mayne's still 5th. He's close. If you want to be on the podium here, we're inside 10 to go. And Hoffman's starting to inch away from Blake Carrick. Ryan Avila. Tyler Schell regrouped, but now he's trying to go after the 49. Got close, went to the bottom. I think that'll open up the gap. All that work, and he gave up about 8 car lengths. 7 to go this time. Kenny Hoffman starting to get in traffic. That's Grimm and Bowman that he's going around on the outside. And he's working his way up to Boxell in the 44. Boxell missing the nose wing. And now Blake Carrick getting around Matt Grimm. Noah Bowman has fallen behind. Grimm. Carrick drives it off of turn number 3. He's going to come back in 4. He came back right in front of Rick Mayne, and Mayne slid right by. So a little shakeup. It's Hoffman, Avila, and Schell 1, 2, 3. Carrick is 4th again. So he goes by Mayne getting into turn 3. Mayne goes back to the 5th spot once again. We're down to the end of it. We're coming around to 3 to go. No traffic for your leader now. It is way out in front. I mean, it's a full set of corners. He will not experience lap traffic before we get to the checkered flag. Schell 2nd. And Avila with a good run. He's going to move to 2nd. I think I said this the other night. Maybe Schell's car started to fade, or he was having to save fuel because he had to slow down a little bit towards the end of this thing. And he gave up a couple of spots. Then he got some back, and now I think he's going to end up giving this spot up to Avila anyway. But the white flag is coming out this time. Kenny Hoffman going to win the season opener. Kickoff season 26 out in front. He goes to victory lane. Schell is going to hang on just barely in front of Ryan Avila. Avila 3rd. Carrick in 4th. Rick Mayne was 5th. That's not it. There we go. We just had to pick the right tab. Here we go. It's Hoffman, Schell, Avila, Carrick, Mayne. Schaff 6th. Dudek, Gray, Mealer, Cross through 10th. Scheider, Royer, Yost, Beasley through 14th. Schmidt 15th. Whiteman, Grimm, and Boxell. And then Bowman, Croakey, Gaines, and Jansen rounding out the field. He's around. I don't know where, but he's around. The one thing I did have that I didn't use, and we will from now on, so we do have a new track map that will show the car number and their position on the track, and we'll try to start using that on the weekly basis. I didn't use it tonight. Just want to make sure everything is going to work out the way I hope it does. But I think running one from a replay, not as bad as I thought. Once we figure out how to do the crash replay part of it, it's going to be even better. We'll never miss another event here because replay files can be our friend. I do remember that Miles was happy to win the season opener. He was glad things were going again, and he's looking forward to the rest of the season. We didn't get to talk to Tyler Schell or Ryan Avila on Monday night, so that'll be the one downfall of doing it from a replay if we ever have to again. It's where we don't get to talk to the top 3. However, at least we get to see the races. And I'm happy about that. I'm glad we figured this out. But, man, thanks, guys, for tuning in. I hope it was as good off the replay as it could have been live, or at least close. And thank you guys for being here. Without you, there's no reason to do this. Without all the awesome leagues giving us great files and great races, like you saw right here, there's nothing for us to cover. So a high five and a pat on the back all the way around. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Watch the season finale of Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. Doubleheader as they close out the 2025 C season, crown a C season champion. And we'll check on the Ironman standings as they get ready for their final season of 2025. And then Sunday night, we'll do trucks. We'll see if we can stream it live. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. It's hard to tell, but we'll do the best we can. Till we see you again, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down. Keep it dutiful for me.